Hi folks, welcome back to another episode of the Single Dad's Cookbook. Today we're going to be making
Bought meatballs with a basil and mozzarella sauce. So when the current climate, everything's getting more and more expensive. So I've seen that these meatballs were on offer. So what I thought was, can we, with a few other ingredients, take your run-of-the-mill shop-bought meatballs and turn it into something a bit more elevated. So I'm going to just chop up some of the ingredients to start with, and I'm just chopping up an onion, 3 cloves of garlic and some chilli. So just finely chopping this. Chopping board going all over the place there. So once you've chopped up your onion, like I say, go on to your garlic, and you just want to thinly slice the garlic. If this is the first video you've watched, this is my first attempt at almost like a budget video, where it is something's been pre-made and pre-bought. Have a think about subscribing. If you like this and you like to see me buy something that's already pre-made and try and just elevate it, put a comment in down below, and I can see if I can make some more of this type of video. The final dish turned out to be absolutely delicious. So it does show you that with a few little ingredients you can actually make something that's pre-packaged absolutely delicious. So just thinly slicing up the chilli now. A little tip: if you run your knife through it in all the different angles, it holds it together before you actually finally chop it. Not that you can see it here with my hand in the way, but you see there, I'm just slicing through it and then cut it into little pieces. Once you've done this, that is everything chopped. So it's more a case of now preparation rather than making, chopping, freezing, refrigerating. This is quick and simple, and it's a great midweek meal where you've got them and you're just up in the sauce. So I've got the meatballs in the frying pan, and all I'm going to do is I'm just colouring these meatballs. If you put them into the pan with the sauce, you're not going to be able to get that brownness covering them. So you want to cook these probably 95% of the way through, and you can see that it's a hot pan, so it's picking up the colour on the outside. So after a while you can see that, and they've also started to render a little bit. They're not cooked all the way through because you're going to finish them off in the sauce that you're going to make. But once you've removed them and you're happy with that, pop in a little bit of butter, and we're going to just melt that down, and we're going to start the sauce. So you can see there, butter's melted, and before it burns, we're going to add in the onion. Now we're going to sweat the onion down, and we're just going to make a really the start of any great sauce really. You can cut it a bit thinner, so you can see there the onions are starting to turn a little bit golden. So into the pan is some salt and some pepper, and give that a good old mix around. And you can see you're getting all the juices from the meatballs, all that's been released, and you're cooking them in along with the butter into that the fat that's come from the beef. Once you're happy with it, the onions are nice and soft, into there you want to add in your garlic. Again, you can mince the garlic, you can finely chop it. I'm just adding in these thin slices, and I'm going to give it a mix around and incorporate that into the onion. At this stage, once the garlic starts to release the smells, you can see it's a great start to the dish. So once you've got the garlic softening in, we're going to add in the chilli, because what we want to do is we want to cook that and we want to let that soften. And with this way, you're just incorporating it into the dish rather than at the end and still got that raw heat. You're letting it, almost softening it a little bit, depending on what chilies you use, of course. You may not even want to add any chili in. You could use dry chili flakes at this point as a cheaper alternative. But again, I'm just going to cook that through. Once you're happy that that's all cooked through, we're going to add in a carton of Passata. And now that there is a ready-made box. Again, it was less than £1. It was 80p here in the UK, so it's great value. And we're just going to incorporate that in. We're going to bring that up to the boil. We're going to make sure that everything's cooking through, and we're just going to mix it all up until we are happy with that, and then we're going to let it bring up to the boil. Once you've got it to the boil, we're going to add in the meatballs, and this is where we're just going to cover the meatballs and we're going to keep that cooking until they are cooked through, and we're just finishing them off in the sauce that we've made. Nice, simple home cooking, nothing too extravagant. Now, to take this up another notch, once you've got it all ready and good to go, we're going to rip up some fresh basil and we're going to put that in to the pan. Once you've got enough basil in there, you can see that I know it may look quite a lot, but once you've mixed it in, it will wilt down. So you want to, and always tear your basil. Don't cut it. It's quite delicate, and it actually goes quite bitter if you cut it. So if you cut that there, then what you're going to do is you're going to get your mozzarella and you're going to rip it and just dot it all over the pan. And what will actually happen is the mozzarella will melt, become stringy, and it will just take the dish just up that level. Now, you can make this, honestly, 10-15 minutes and you're golden. You can put have it with some spaghetti, but you can see there, that's what it looks like, the finished dish. Absolutely beautiful. When you have it with pasta, garlic bread on its own, you can see the mozzarella's stringy. It's just perfect. Guys, I hope you are looking after yourselves and each other out there. The world is a bit topsy-turvy at the moment. And from my family to yours, thanks very much for watching. And until the next time, Single Dad signing off.